It's raining. Oh no! There's still one leak. I thought there weren't any leaks. No. Looks like it's from the rim. On this side, everything's watertight. Mark has done a good job. The window's still leaking, but I think we know where it's from. So once it stops raining, we will start the Operation Window Fix. And in total, we have 14 windows. It's perfect Sunday resting rain.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday, sorry. I thought you were asleep. Orange head.
Here's the old PSI indicator. So strange that there's no needle inside the casing. As I said in a previous video, we've got this little pressure indicator which is about 1 centimetre smaller, so it doesn't fit in the hole, but I've just got some of this insulation sort of stuff and I've wrapped it around, and it's waterproof, so this should pop into that hole, hopefully. Well, I hope this works. I could test it, but I think I'm just going to wire it up and hope for the best. So after studying this big old mess and studying diagrams of other wiring on different marine diesel engines, I think I understand most of these wires and just tracing them, and yeah, so I think I understand it. This is my pressure gauge up here, and I've found these wires. So the green one's the earth, this purple is for the sender, I think, and the white one is the positive. So I just need to wire them up to these terminals here. A lot of people say I should get everything checked over by a professional in terms of the engine. Personally, I would rather do as much as I can, stretch my own ability to the maximum, and then hopefully I can get someone to check it over. The problem is here, there's not so many people that I can trust, really, like mechanics. I don't know if they're going to say, oh yeah, I'll help you out and I'll do this, and then it'll turn into this and that. And because that happens in the UK as well, and I'm sure it happens in France, so I don't want to be taken for a ride by any mechanic. I want to make sure I understand everything to the best of my ability. And if there's something that I don't understand after days and days of trying, then I will think about researching a trustworthy mechanic or electrician. But for now, I think we're good for now. Another thing that I find quite funny and very old-fashioned are these lights which stick into the dial. This one's too big for this small one, but you can see they're just lights that stick in to the gauge. It's funny. So now I have just this dangling light which will illuminate my very sophisticated wiring panel. People say these marine diesels are super easy and super basic. So I went into it thinking, oh, it must be easy. Everyone says they're easy. There's hardly any electronics on them. And at first, I didn't believe it. I thought it was all BS because it's super complicated. But it just takes a couple of days of staring at different wiring diagrams to start to understand. If anyone's thinking of doing it themselves, don't be daunted. I am saying that though, after not having any success yet. Just wiring stuff up. Now I just need to put these little old-fashioned fuses in. They don't feel very secure, especially this one. I'm gonna have to work on that a bit. So for things like this, I'm actually gonna go with this little nettoyant contact cleaner. Just go around things like this, and yeah, these wires. It's going to be a day of cleaning contacts and making sure the electrics and the engine are all good. Oh, they look shinier already.
I was too eager to just get it done, but I think the cause of the little leak here is due to this blob of silica, and hopefully it's leak free. And my door key fringe just got dorkier. It's interesting how just a tiniest difference would cause a trouble. So because of today's Saturday, we have made a deal of relax working. And it's raining, so my job today is sorting out that window, and I'm gonna sort out this. I'm gonna cut a piece of wood to fill in this round hole, which used to be a table holder. But we don't have that table anymore, and I think if it's just the two of us for the most of the time, that one is enough. Let's do it. Should have probably used this for my chopping board. Moment of truth. It's because my blade is bent, so it's a little bit sideways. I'm just gonna sand it down. We didn't have the best tool. This is bendy, but we have multiple tools. So I'll just sand it straight. Another moment of truth. It's Chinese quiz time. Do you remember what 好事多磨 means? If you do, make sure you leave the answer down below and teacher now will check it. Success! I gave up filming since maybe the 4th moment of truth, and it eventually worked. And another Chinese proverb, 功夫不费有心人. 功夫, you know, it's kung fu, but also means your hard work. So basically means if you're willing to spend a lot of work, then they will never gone to waste. 功夫不费有心人.
Well, while Nadiyana's been making another chopping board, I've fixed the little fuse terminal thing. I have rewired the oil pressure sender and also the tachymeter. I have spent about 2 hours doing this. Oh, this is melted. Well, today is turning out to be super productive. The engine is almost ready for its first test run. I'm going to change these belts though, because these are not very good. This is a reasonably new alternator, but the pulleys on here are really bad. There's 2 belts, so now I'm just adjusting the one at the bottom, and I have to move the whole water pump to adjust it, so this is kind of frustrating. There's different sizes of nuts on each side, and finding the tool, I've probably spent more time trying to find the tool than actually unscrewing stuff. But I have to say, these are super useful, these stubby tools, especially for boat engines because of terrible access. Also extensions, and hopefully, I'm going to try this for the first time, the little bendy thing, because it's really tight, a really tight angle to get it out. But This was only a cheap set, but it's been super useful. Two old belts. I'm sure they'll be fine. I'll keep them as a backup, but now, well, I'm going to clean up these pulleys because they're a mess and put in these shiny nice ones. Here you can see the water pump pulley is a mess. They're not in good condition, are they? Oof! So to clean the pulleys, I've got my old pencil and some light sandpaper, and I'm just wrapping it around. So you can see I've already done this one, and then this one I'll just do now.
It's such a difficult exercise. See how many stuff is in front. Good job.
Thanks.
I'll go prepare food.
Ah, nice one. So today my heart's beating a little bit faster than it usually does because we're getting the engine started. It's gonna start today. It's gonna roar. Just been to the supermarket, got some fuel. I just need to get the fuel into the tank and I don't have a funnel, which is really annoying. I'm gonna have to bleed the engine. I'm gonna have to prepare a bucket with water, and that is pretty much it. Oh, are you
I'm gonna donate the funnel for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Would you also like a mash?
Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
So the fuel's going to come through here, through the filter, and then back up there. So I'm basically going to suck on this pipe and hopefully get the fuel through, and then open this, and then I will bleed it from here, and then I don't know how I'm going to get it from here to the engine. Whether I'll crank the engine or try the fuel lift pump to see if that's powerful enough. Woo! It's here. Came through so quickly. Alright, so this is bled. Let all the air come out. Still some air. Oh, so much. So here's the second bleed point, and there's also a pump here. Okay, I think we're ready. So the bucket is prepared. Nadiyana's gonna. Oh, I need to get the water intake actually. So the water intake, I'm going to crank it first without the water, and because I'm pretty sure that fuel is not at the injectors. It's been bled at the fuel filter and at the fuel pump. I need to close this actually. It's overheating.
Oh, it can't be turned off.
Wow, so it's not really good because it's definitely overheating because the temperature was getting up to like 90 degrees on the dial. I don't know how accurate that is. And there was smoke from the exhaust. So why is it overheating? Damn.
I know that the engine is not in an ideal situation right now. Maybe it's not good to start another job, but I couldn't really help with anything, so I would just give Mark more space to think about and to find out what's the problem. And I'm just gonna start sorting out the windows one by one, because we have a really good weather window coming. No rain for the whole time, no big winds. So let's have a look how it is and what can we do about it. Wow, I feel so happy. It feels like I've never done anything like this. It's crazy. Ooh. Hey.
One at a time. So there's many reasons why the engine could overheat. Some very serious and some not so serious. I'm hoping it's not serious, and so I'm gonna try out the thermostat, boiling it in some water to see if it opens in hot water. I hope it's a thermostat, because I'm sure that would be a much cheaper fix than, say, a head gasket or an injector problem. So, fingers crossed. I'm pretty sure that the thermometer is accurate. The engine was very hot, and it got hot very quickly, so yeah, stay positive. It could just be this small thing. So this is the thermostat. I'm going to take it off. I really wish that this was the problem, but on further inspection I think it's fine. Yeah, so it doesn't fill up now while it's hot. It doesn't fill up. Then as it cools down, it'll start to fill up. So it's closed. So this actually works. So this is not a problem. Pretty bummed out that that's not the problem anyway. I'm going to get it started again, just to double check that I'm not seeing things, and double check that thermometer, and just hope that everything is okay. We'll see. That's all.
Everything under our boat was, ooh, Mark is moving the propeller.
Well, I'm just baffled now. The only thing minor that could be wrong with it is that the thermometer's not reading correctly, but I understand that there would be fumes coming off the engine after starting up. I don't think there's a problem with the head gasket because there's no mayonnaise in the oil. We'll keep an eye on that. Coolant level's not dropped so much, so I just need to keep digging and plugging away and trying to find out what the problem is. Maybe these engines run hot. I don't know. If you look now, temperature's at 80, which is about operating temperature, and it's been off for about 10 minutes. So I also hooked up the fan as well, but that's not really cooling the engine, that's more for the hydraulics. Well. Still trying to track down the problem. I've pulled out the tube stack and it's clean. Certainly not enough to restrict the flow of raw water. I've drained the coolant, so I need to find some more coolant to put in. Hey, do you know how to fix engines? So basically what I've done is, just in case, because the tube stack actually looks pretty good, I'm bathing it in a black plastic bag, but I may have found a little problem, and I'm not sure if this is going to be what's stopping it. I've taken off this little pipe from here, and if you look really closely, it looks like It looks like it's restricted, it's super gunky. I'm gonna try and take this off and hope this is the problem. To be honest, I don't think this blockage would make the engine overheat, but it's worth sorting out anyway. So there was so much crud in this bit, in the, what's it called, the banjo. This is, I've already removed a lot, but you can see, so I hope it has an effect. It's part of the cooling circuit, so there's always a chance. There's always a chance. It's just how important is this? I hope it's important. So I'm gonna cycle into town to get some more coolant liquid. This stuff, Marine, all engines. They've got it in the little ship chandlers just down the road, but it's 20 euros for 5 litres. I need 10 litres, and it's basically just ethylene glycol. Wearing my class hat, which is going to protect me. I think I will fit in around here in Port St. Louis because it's a bit of a strange town anyway. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. And another thing, I think that the problem with the overheating is that little tiny pipe which I was cleaning out yesterday, because I was digging so deep online, and apparently there is a design fault, and it is that pipe because it gets clogged, and it means that the water pump, the coolant water pump, it can't bleed itself, so it doesn't pump the coolant properly. So I'm so happy about that. I drained the coolant last night, so I need to fill it up and see if everything works, and then if it does, I'm going to be a very, very happy man, and the rest of the day is going to be spent singing songs about engines being fixed.
Take care, old man.
So I went to the supermarket. They didn't have ethylene glycol, the exact one that you need for marine diesel, so I didn't buy it. So I have to wait now 2 hours because dinner in France is from 12 to 2, and nothing happens between 12 to 2, only eating baguettes and cheese and drinking wine and cured sausage.
As you can see, I've successfully made a hole out of our boat, and I'm going to make another 13 more holes. Now I'm officially the project manager of the window fixing project, thanks to our amazing, knowledgeable engineer friend Justin. He has explained properly how he would do it step by step, and telling me what products he would use and how to use them, and a lot of tips that he has. Of course, being a good project manager means that you have to think about the whole project thoroughly. So before I start anything, I'm gonna order the products that I will be using. It's not just about fixing the leak, but also making the windows looking new, because usually all my focus would be just solving the problem but not thinking about making it look nice, also saving money, which was my big problem. The products that I need to order are International Perfection 709 gloss paint. I would buy them in gray as my sensei suggested, so they would look like aluminium. And another thing that I need to buy is foam tape to seal the frame to the hull. And there's one thing I already bought, is adhesive cleaner to try to make the frame as clean as it can be. And after I place the order, all I need is some patience and the Cowgirl 20 horsepower.
Platinum.
40 euros for 750. I think we will use probably less than 750.
Yeah.
When I mentioned patient and Cowgirl's 20 horsepower is this stuff. One of the previous owners put some rubbery texture like stuff, maybe for a quick fix or something, and they are really difficult to get off.
Whew, I'm nervous again. Well, I'm gonna stop for lunch because it's not starting. I think it's the battery problem, not getting enough speed to the starter, so I'll just let them charge a bit. We need to replace these batteries. Also, I discovered a fuel leak at the injector, which is not good here, so I hope that's not too serious, but it should still fire even with a leaky injector. Let's try again. Now there's smoke coming out when I'm cranking the engine, so there's something wrong with the injectors. Or the head gasket's gone, so I don't know. Alright, well, with enough cranking, we managed to get the grumpy old bugger to work. So the temperature hopefully won't go above 9 for now. Well, it got hot again. Yep. And the whole thing's smoking again. A Frenchman, a Kiwi, and a Dutchman walk into an Englishman's boat. Can they fix the engine?
A German engine.
Okay, so to work anyway.
It's 92.
Here there is a trouble anyway. It's like this guy is working well. I think that here you have a trouble. Yes. What we can try is to remove this guy, put
yes,
straight.
remove it at the moment and check if we still have the trouble. Normally you should not go. So it could be or that or that. I don't see anything else.
That or this.
For the cooling trouble, huh?
And it's not possible, like there's a block inside the cylinder.
It should have not, because it's an indirect system. Normally it never happens unless you run it with water for. But normally you should put a.
Yeah, normal coolant.
Normal coolant, and this.
So what's Seb saying that you can run it open for testing like that?
Yeah, but I think you still have it will not make any difference. You will still have
a leak.
We have to test it without that to check, because that will not make the engine cooling down.
Oh right. No! It only stops it from boiling.
Yeah.
An Englishman, a Frenchman, a Kiwi, and a Dutchman.
Walk into an engine room.
And a man with a plug.
And a man with a plug.
Walk into an engine room and tell the engine, what is your problem?
We're bypassing the thermostat with a bit of old pipe. So we found this piece which could potentially have been the bypass, which was always destined to go in.
Mark is so lucky to have everyone help him. We are so lucky.
Yes, it's good.
My giant walk actually was very good purchase. I invited everyone to stay for some egg fried rice to thank them for their help. None of them hesitated when we asked for help, and everyone stayed for so long that it's now almost 8 p.m. and no one had went to eat or anything. So this is all that I could have done.
3 more weeks.
Okay.
People are happy with my food. I'm happy.
Very happy.
Oi.
Thank you.
No,
The first unofficial boat party.
yeah, stand-up boat party.
So it seemed like the engine temperature was rising a lot slower than usual, but actually the problem is not sorted. In fact, it is exactly the same as it was. We did notice though that the pulley for the coolant water pump is too big. It's not the original one. So there's a chance that that needs to be smaller. So luckily our friend Ben has the same engine. We're going to take off his pulley off his and we're going to fit it on ours, and then we're going to see if that makes a difference. If it makes a difference, that is amazing news. If not, then it's getting into the next thing would be a thorough coolant flush with some sort of acid or alkali solution, and then it would probably be a case of taking off the head and seeing if there's any sort of blockage that needs to be unblocked. Anyway, I am absolutely knackered. It is 9 o'clock. It's been non-stop. Bedtime. Another thing that we were doing was checking the engine temperature with this to see if the my temperature hookup was correct.
Corona testing.
Nadiyana does not have coronavirus. Yeah, so we were checking the engine temperature with this, and it was pretty accurate, within about 4 or 5 degrees. So. Wow, that's a lot of talking in this episode, so thank you so much for getting this far. Thank you so much to all the guys in the boatyard that helped us to get the engine firing, but like I said, it's not fixed. But we're going to try the new water pump on it and see if that works. Thank you so much to you guys who've been to our PayPal and Coffee. We're constantly astounded by your generosity. You're helping us to keep positive when things are looking down a little bit. Thank you very much. Please go and like this video if you can. Share it with all your mechanic friends. Give us some great advice. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Hopefully we can get this beast sorted again.